Welcome to the Art of Money Podcast with Art McPherson.
And this is the Art of Money Podcast with Art McPherson and Luke McCarty, artofmoneyradio.com for more information on the McPherson Financial Group or to schedule that initial complimentary consultation. We appreciate you listening. Now, let's get to the show. Mark Bernard, in-house CPA for the McPherson Financial Group. I know it's a busy time of the year for you, Mark. So talk to me about some of the tax compliances and how you're getting these forms out correctly and, most importantly, timely this time of the year. What's your schedule? What does your desk look like?
Well, everything's electronic now, so that's beautiful. I don't have a lot of papers scattered around, where I'm getting them confused with the various piles. But that being said, once the calendar flips to March 1st, it seems to be when people really start to pour in the information. So for those folks that gave them to me in February and were able to get me their full tax packets in February, they're pretty much all out and done. Now I have 200 returns I'm doing this year. And I've probably got about 40 packets that came in the last week. So those start to pile up a little bit. And then from there, I go through the documents that they send us. All of the people that I work on are clients of McPherson Financial Group. So the good news is that I can take a look at what they've given me, also, compare it to last year, as well as what we're doing from giving them distributions out of their various investment accounts, to make sure that we have all the documents, as well as that they're all properly stated for the amount that you should be taxed on it.
Is this like your Christmas, Mark? Is this like your Super Bowl? Like, this is the time of the year where obviously you stay busy all year round, but right now it all feels like it's coming in?
Yeah, I tell people this is when it's time to make hay. I'm making hay right now.
Yeah. I wouldn't say Christmas or Super Bowl. Those are usually happier times. He's happy. Mark's always happy. But yeah, he's definitely getting really busy and ramping up.
321-425-8550, artofmoneyradio.com. Let's talk about a little bit of Roth conversions here, Mark Bernard. And what are some of the mistakes you're seeing?
Yeah, I have three pretty big ones that I think people need to look at. The first one is not looking at the big picture. What is your break-even point? What is your goal? What does it look like with the Trump tax cuts versus when the Trump tax cuts go away? I keep telling people, if you make $100,000 this year, in 2027, you're going to pay 30% more tax on that $100,000 than you do today. So things like that. What is the rates that you're going to expect to have in the future as you go deeper into your retirement? And are we able to do things with Roth conversions where we prepay the tax, get it into a tax-free bucket where the growth is tax-free in the Roth, and then things like Social Security might end up not being taxable or less taxable because of these Roth conversions, as well as the wealth transfer. So one of the other things that people underestimate is when you give your heirs a traditional 401k, they pay taxes on that as they take the distributions out over a 10-year period. If that same account goes to them as a Roth, they get that tax-free. So that's another reason to look and see, can we pay 22% today? Because taxes are going up. If my kids are going to inherit this, they may be in the 30% bracket by then and not get all that growth during those years. The second big mistake that I think people make when they're doing a Roth conversion analysis is there are additional costs that you need to worry about. We've talked about IRMA here, your Part B premiums. The higher your taxable income, the chances of your Part B and Part D premiums going up. So you have to have a plan in place so that we can look and say, okay, maybe we do want to pay the higher premiums, but if that can be avoided using a long-term plan, like a 3 to 5 year plan to move the money over and avoid some of those additional costs. The other thing is when you're making these Roth conversions and you're taking Social Security, that could make your Social Security more taxable as well.
Okay.
And then the last one, this is where I work with Art and Luke. A lot of times it's just, what's the plan? What is it that you look in the future of what your needs are going to be? And what can we do from a tax strategy like a Roth conversion to maximize the amount of cash that goes into your pocket versus what goes to the government?
Ooh, that sounds like something, Luke, we talk about every week in here. What are your needs?
Exactly. And, to add on to that, it doesn't just have to be a Roth conversion. We've told clients, hey, you need to take out extra money from this IRA this year because you're in the 12% tax bracket, right? Maximize that tax bracket. Know what brackets you're in, know what they're going to be in the future. The future is always unknown, but right now, as it stands, we're going back to the Bush-Obama tax code. Unless something else changes, that's what we're planning, for doing. So we've had times where, hey, go on another vacation, go on another trip, spend some more money this year because it's the cheapest taxes you're ever going to pay. Whether it just goes to savings or, whatever it ends up being, but utilize the dollars that are taxable in this tax environment, of course, depending on what tax bracket you are in.
And Mark Bernard, what should we be doing? Maybe if we're like a little slow getting our taxes, everything put together, where should we be with our tax preparation?
There are a couple documents, like if you have taxable accounts, 1099 combo returns, those can be coming out preliminary and subject to changes, but usually even those statements, those 1099s, the only thing they change are the account fees, which doesn't affect the return. You really just need to gather everything up and just... the sooner you get it in, the faster you get into my queue, and the faster we'll get the return out. My goal every year is to not extend anybody, but there are always a couple folks that do. The other one is if you have a partnership or you're doing some business stuff that you're depending on reports from other folks, you might want to be in touch with them, starting to understand the timing of when you're going to get these K-1s and things that you need to be able to do your own personal return.
I know it happens every year. About how many calls do you get on April 13th, April 14th? Hey, man, you got time for one more? Hey, can you fill out one more for me?
We have been taking them on, but I've kind of thought maybe, unless, some new clients that are really gung-ho on using my services,
right?
It's going to be really tough to add anybody else at this point.
And that's why Mark Bernard is joining us right now. Stop procrastinating. Give the team in the McPherson Financial Group a call. When you become a client of the team, the services of Mark Bernard, the in-house CPA, those are available to you as well. That number is 321-425-8550. Again, 321-425-8550. That initial consultation, no cost, no obligation to you. For Mark McPherson and the team of the McPherson Financial Group, always all this information, you can find it online at artofmoneyradio.com. Mark, I know it's a very busy time of the year for you. Thank you for taking some time out of your weekend and joining us here on The Art of Money.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks for listening. Want more from Art McPherson of McPherson Financial Group? Find us online at artofmoneyradio.com. We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of financial and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Securities offered through World Equity Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Investment advisory services offered through ProStatus Group, LLC. McPherson Financial Group and ProStatus Group, LLC are separate entities and are not owned or controlled by World Equity Group, Inc. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Investment financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. Art McPherson is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Arthur McPherson. Florida Insurance License number A174725.
Today's show has been a work of art.